A very good evening to you. Thanks for joining us on the Tuesday edition of the show. It's the first one for the week. We'll make it worth your while. Thanks again once for joining us. I'm Yemi Adebayo. Before I introduce my partner on the show tonight, let me attempt a quick rundown of what to expect on the show tonight. We will be taking a look at boxing. We'll look at the exploits of Richard Riakpo in the United Kingdom. We'll talk about him on the show tonight. We will also look at the just concluded Africa Senior Athletics Championships in Mauritius. Team Nigeria did well. Was it good enough? We'll talk about it as we move on the show. Again, we will also look at what went down in the Nigeria Professional Football League over the weekend. We look at matches played, we look at teams on the table, and can we now begin to say this team will win the league with 5 games to go? We'll do that on the show. We will also look at the Waffle B Under-17 Championship currently going on. The Golden Eaglets doing so well right about now. We'll talk about that as well as we move on the show. We will talk about the Queen of Tennis. No argument. Serena Williams back in the fray. She's going to be playing at Wimbledon. We'll talk about her as we move on. The quest to win the 24th Grand Slam on the minds of a lot of people and pushing Serena Williams on to make history. And just before we came in to the studio, Liverpool completing the signing of Nunes. Of course, it was open secret. Liverpool wanted the player so bad, and we hear a sum of an excess of £80 million paid for the player. So we'll talk about that as we move on the show. We will also not forget the Super Eagles of Nigeria and that record-breaking scoreline, 10-0 against Sao Tome and Principe. A lot of people have played down that victory. Sao Tome is a country with just about 300,000 people, so some say we shouldn't celebrate. But then again, the guys have made history. That scoreline, I'm yet to see that kind of scoreline anywhere in football these days. So it's good. We'll talk about all of that as we move on. Of course, my partner, Austin Okon-Akpan, is suited and ready to join us as we take this ride together on the fast-paced, money-spinning, exciting world of sports.
Also an action-packed world of sports. I mean, it's good to have you on the show. And of course, our viewers joining us from different parts of the world. So much going down. You talked about Serena Williams, all pumped up for Wimbledon. Look, you can't talk about women's tennis and you don't mention Serena. And right here in England, we're looking forward to, welcoming her. Liverpool picking up right where they stopped last season. It tells you a club with that is purpose-driven. They are already splashing out money. You look at that team and you wonder, why do they still need to buy? It tells you that they're preparing because some players will definitely, leave the club. We'll also talk about boxing. So we'll put our boxing gloves. Remember when Richard Riakpo visited the Nigeria house, he said, look, he's got a burning desire to support boxing in Nigeria. Over the weekend, he won his eliminator fight and now is in proper position to go for a title shot. And it gets interesting from here because he's in the cruiserweight division. And guess who is holding the belt in the cruiserweight division? Lawrence Okoli, another British Nigerian.
Interesting days. And hopefully we will get an interesting discussion, of course, here from the man himself. Hopefully we'll be able to do that on the show tonight. Quickly, Austin, let me also introduce our partners, guys who will be helping us to spice up the show. Variety, they say, is the spice of life. Let me start from the guy with me in the Lagos studio. He's been absent for a while, but he's back. That's what is good. Kehinde Idris joins us this lovely Tuesday evening. Kehinde, a lot to talk about on the show. But first, thanks for joining us.
It's good to be here, and I'm happy to be back after 2 weeks here at us. And when you were, about to bring on Austin, or you said he's suited and ready. I think I am tracked up and ready, wearing my jersey number 2, because it feels good to, adorn the Nigerian jersey at this time. Happy to be a Nigerian, but it's good to be here. And I heard the lineup. It's so beautiful. It's so nice, and I can't wait. That boxing that you mentioned, Oriakpo, and also Lawrence Okoli. When Lawrence too was back in Nigeria some couple of weeks ago, he also talked about his conquering, the world out there, and he wants to bring a whole lot here. Same thing Oriakpo is doing. I think when you do it big out there, the next thing is to bring it back here to the country. Yes, whether they know you, they do not, you still get to reckon with your immediate society that has to do with your country. So good one. There are better days ahead.
All right, better days ahead. Let me also bring in, if he's ready, Joseph Atewe. He joins us. Greetings to you, Joseph. Thanks for finding out time to be with us on the show tonight.
Good evening, Yemi. Of course, it feels great to be here as always, and I'm super excited to be joining you guys. The Super Eagles of Nigeria 10 goals to nothing, our biggest ever win. I celebrated yesterday, honestly, and I know a lot of criticize the team that, South Tome, and who are they when it comes to sports, blah, 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 but then we won 10 goals to nothing. Yeah.
Yeah, it is. That's what happened. All right, we're not starting with that yet. We're going to start with boxing. Let me quickly yield the floor to Austin. He has a lot lined up for us on the show tonight. Austin, let me allow you to take it from there and take us wherever you want to take us to. There's a lot happening. We're spoiled for choices on who to support. Boxers of Nigerian descent in the United Kingdom, all over, everywhere, painting the town red and doing big things.
The game is fair play, and when you've got 2 Nigerians making us proud, we will just stay in the middle and then wish them well. But let me quickly tell you this beautiful story about Richard Riakpo. This is someone who grew up in the streets of East London, was almost taken by the streets. Boxing transformed his life. And that's why when we say that sports has got a power to transform lives, people think we don't understand what we're talking about. You see the Nigerian flag there, shows you that the Nigerian part of Richard was fully represented at this eliminator bout against Fabio Turci from Italy. And Fabio had lost just one bouts before this one. And with Richard Riakpo, he has said it at his right hand, just don't let it touch you. If it touches you, you're going down. And so he's still unbeaten, clean record for Richard, and now he has moved closer to a world title fight. And if they clear everything, it's going to be against Lawrence Okoli. Now remember, Lawrence Okoli visited Nigeria. Richard has also been to Nigeria. In fact, Richard went to Borno, and he said when he went there, his love, his passion to make a difference for Nigeria, for the motherland through boxing was reignited because of the things that he saw. And that's, again, is what we're saying, that we can use sports properly. Now, these guys, because of the environment where they find themselves right here in the United Kingdom, have been able to fulfill their dreams of becoming professional boxers. Not just Richard and Lawrence, there's also Dan Aziz, quite a number of them. And, leading the dream for all of them is the heavyweight champ, Anthony Joshua. Tells you that this country, Nigeria, is so blessed with talents everywhere. What is missing is proper leadership and administration. And by the time we get it right, persons like Richard will be proud to be associated with his fatherland. And he does that all the time. Whenever he's fighting, he makes sure that people understand that he's got Nigeria. And before you could blink, Yemi, that's his opponent on the floor. Now Richard is saying, bring whatever you want to bring. He's ready to get the world title, Yemi.
Yeah. I mean, even from the pictures you have on the screen and the detailed description of the fight, we knew what it was. Good one for Richard Riakpo. Let me just get a quick one for Idris. We're trying to set some things up. Hopefully it works. I mean, it's things like this make you happy. I mean, Nigerians, people of Nigerian descent in strong positions. Yeah, this is the cruiserweight, very close to the heavyweight. I mean, a lot of things could happen, but at this point, you have to be proud of what these guys have achieved. Yeah. Especially, we're talking about Richard tonight.
Probably I should lay it bare. When you said Nigerians and you're like, okay, Nigerian descent, these are Nigerians. If you want to connect directly with the country, not because someone is telling you need to come back to your motherland, your fatherland, you have your dad, your mom who are still here or who go from here to there, get back, and then you also connect directly, then you're a full Nigerian. Anybody can be giving birth to anywhere. A Moroccan can be giving birth to in Egypt, and he makes everybody understand I'm from Morocco. Whether I'm living here in Egypt, Naomi Osaka's story comes to mind. She still stays in the U.S. She's a born and bred U.S., brought up and all of that. But she made everybody understand, don't call me a U.S. origin. I'm a Japanese origin. These guys are Nigerians. And this is what I'm talking about. Yes, we love Anthony Joshua. We love that, how huge he is. But so many at times, if Jagba is there, we keep talking about him on the show, like Sports Tonight on Channels TV. We're talking Richard. We're talking Lawrence Okoli. All of these guys are connected directly to the country. Let us do more. I'm not even going to the local box. I'm saying those who have gotten exposure, who have now hit it at that height, let us connect directly also by adding a little bit to their growth. Not just sitting there and waiting for them to bring all of the laurels, the triumph back to Nigeria. We'll be like, okay, that's our boy. What did we contribute? Right. At this time, they need at least a little. We should connect right to them and give them that little.
All right. Our effort has paid off. Let's just quickly go back to Austin now. And, of course, he's been able to get the man, Richard Riakpo, ready and eager to speak with us. So, Austin, let me get it back to you. And, of course, we wait to listen to the conversation.
On the show, he's in London with me. So, Richard, it's good to have you on Sports Tonight.
Yes, thank you. Thank you for having me. And it's a pleasure.
Awesome. I was with you, I think 3 weeks ago at the Nigeria house, and you said that, look, it's going to be easy. You got into the boxing ring, and you made it so easy. Did you go into that ring with the Ninja power?
Of course. That's the first. If you saw the build-up, I was on Sky Sports, and they were asking me, Richard, where did you get the power from? I said, it's genetical. It's from my African descent. It's from Nigeria, and it's from eating a lot of pounded jam and egusi. So people are not going to understand this.
I like that. I love pounded jam and egusi. Richard, what's next? I know Lawrence Okoli has the belt. Again, when we met, we talked about it. So have you got your eyes on that title now?
Of course. It's the takeover. Anybody, any champion is gonna be on their toes, because when you have a hungry contender, it's very dangerous. They know everything is at risk. This guy can actually come and take away everything that I've worked for, and we know we're capable of doing that. We have the power, we have the mindset, we have the discipline, we live the life. So it's just a period of time.
Awesome. Before we get back to Yemi in Lagos, Richard, you've got an interesting boxing story. In what ways have you been inspired by boxing?
So with boxing, it was one of my friends, my close friends in and around my area where I grew up. He introduced me to boxing. He said, I'm doing boxing. I'm going to the training in a local gym. So he decided to show me some punching, some combinations, and I was so intrigued. I just wanted to go down to the gym and train. So I asked him to bring me there. And after that, I just started to do championships, and I just fell in love with the sport. It kind of gave me a lot of purpose, a lot of discipline. It made me focus. I understood that there's a whole system within the boxing, but if you do really well, it can change your life forever. One of the trainers used to tell me all the time, said, Richard, if you win a medal in the Olympics, your life will never be the same again. And I used to always meditate, and I think, you know what, I'm going to change my life through the boxing. And when I started to compete, I realized I had a gift from God, a lot of power. I used to knock out everybody that I faced, and that's when I started to take it seriously. But there was a period of time where I decided to study. Then I went to university, graduated from university. I studied marketing, communication, and advertising. My dad always told me, if anything happens in your sporting career, you can lean back on education. Education is very important. Education is why I'm one of the most intelligent fighters in this world today, because it's helped me make better decisions. If I wasn't educated, I would be like a lot of these other fighters, making a lot of bad mistakes. But it's been a blessing, this journey.
Awesome.
Bought in and ask you this.
Let's go to yeah. Okay, Yemi.
Yeah. I mean, listening to you and reading your profile, you've beaten a lot of boxers and you make it look easy. So I'm tempted to ask, if you get to the top, you win the belt, are you thinking of leaving the cruiserweight division to heavyweight, or for the whole length of your boxing career, you want to stay in cruiserweight?
That's a good question, but I have to correct you there. It's when I win. When I win the belt, I'm 100% planning to move to the heavyweight division, and I want to make my mark on that division. I have a lot of athleticism, I have speed, I have power. I know I'll do very well. I sparred Anthony Joshua, Dillian White, a lot of these amateur heavyweights that have won gold medals like Fraser Clark, they've won Olympic medals, and I held my own. I'm very comfortable mixing it with them. So 100% I'm going to go to heavyweight, and I believe I'm the best, so it has to be done. That's the pinnacle of boxing to me, heavyweight boxing.
Okay. Why do you think Nigerian boxers are springing up everywhere in the UK? We're trying to understand, and you've talked about, you told them on Sky Sport where you got your power from, and we're all proud to be associated with you. Apart from you guys that are known, we also know there are a lot of guys that are trying to claw their way to the top. So why do you think we have many of you guys that we could trace to Nigeria doing big things in the United Kingdom?
I believe it was just a disconnection. I think a lot of the Nigerian fighters didn't really believe that, our heritage, people back home were interested in promoting, but it was just somebody that needed to connect the dots, and now it's connected. Everybody's coming up. The best fighters in the world are African Americans and African fighters. That's the truth. It's facts, and a lot of them are Nigerian. A lot of them are Nigerian fighters, especially in the UK. The best fighters are from here. So now it's all about us getting that exposure, connecting back home, seeing how we can build ourselves back home, because I've seen a lot of these champions, they become champion, they do well, they make a lot of money, and they disappear. But we need to start connecting back to the roots, start developing our place where we're from. So you come here, unfortunately, there's a lot of racism, there's a lot of things that's going on. They will show you that you don't belong here, unless you're doing something that is, really intriguing, really, really fascinating, and that's when they would like to connect with you. But it's a blessing to be able to do both. I was born here in the UK, but at the same time, I'll never forget my heritage.
That's right. It's very important, Richard. And you make us so proud whenever you represent Nigeria out there, whenever you have a fight. Richard, I've been trying to imagine it. Help me. How beautiful will it be if we get a title fight in Nigeria, Richard and Lawrence Okoli?
That would be the best. That would be a dream come true. To bring it back home, bring it back home like Muhammad Ali did against George Foreman. It's only happened a couple times in history, and for us to do that is a big statement. And I know it can happen. I know 100% we can make it happen. It's just a bit of organization, talking to the right people, and I know everybody will come to support this. This will be a very historic moment. So I think it has to be done.
Just in 1 minute, Richard, you visited Nigeria sometime in March. You went to the northeast region. Richard, are you confident that we can use boxing to inspire lives in that region?
Absolutely. When I was there, I actually left after the fight prior to this one. The next day, I was on a flight to Abuja, and then after that, I went to Maiduguri in Borno, and I was there, with the United Humanitarian Service, and they were just escorting me around. We went to the local communities suffering from insurgencies, and it was so humbling to be able to see how they're living, to understand how much opportunity that we have down here. They don't have no education, no formal education system. So there's a charity that I'm working with, Street Child, that has a informal education system that, that helped a lot of the children down there. And because it's not really formal, you have like a 7-year-old working alongside a 15-year-old because it's based on ability only. So sad to see. When I showed them, my boxing videos, they were so excited. I asked them, "What do you want to become?" They said they want to do boxing now. They said, "Richard, how can you help us?" I said, "I'm going to use my platform to tell the world about you, because a lot of people have their eyes on me because of what I do, but I'm gonna tell the world about you." And a lot of people from down here have messaged me and said, "How can we connect? How can we help?" Because it's we're all human beings, Everybody has their dreams and aspirations and stuff, but being selfless is a beautiful thing. To help another human being is one of my passions, and I feel like that's why I've become so successful, is because I was just freely able to give and help others.
Richard, thank you so much for your time. That was so inspiring. All the best. Keep winning. Stay focused. You're Nigerian. We'll keep rooting for you.
Thank you.
So that's it. Cruiserweight professional boxer, British Nigerian, Richard Riakpo speaking to us right here from London. Let's go on this quick break. When we come back, Kende Idris and of course Joseph Atewa, they have a lot to say from what Richard just talked about. So don't go anywhere. Stay with us. Welcome back, Sports Tonight on Channel Television. Let's continue with the conversation now. Richard just stepped up. We still have the guys in the studio. Kende Idris. What an inspiring story. Sports indeed has the power to transform lives.
Yeah. It has the power, and we've seen it over and over and over and over and over again, whether it's boxing, it's athletics, football, basketball, whichever sport you name, you need to hear stories. Sometimes when I feel like I want to get probably inspire or try inspiring someone, just tell them, watch sporting videos, watch the Olympics, watch the World Athletics Championships and all of that. Follow names that you hear from there, then listen to their stories, and you will understand where so many people are coming from. And the day they get to connect with sports, you will just see how their life transformed. Paulo Di Canio, the footballer, would tell you his story, and you will see, he said after his retirement that if football had not rescued me, I would still be one of those guys who sit on the fence and throw stones at those who play football until that day I decided to play. The story of Richard also, his friend exposed him to it. He said, okay, let me take a try. And today, he's talking about bringing one of the most sought after fights to Nigeria if he gets to that point where he and Lawrence gets to, be up against each other. And imagine what it would be for the Nigerian community, or imagine what it would be for that child or those children that he saw in Borno, probably in Abuja, and so many other parts of the country. So sports have been that until the world gets to end. Sports will continue to be that. And see, even we who report, I'm not talking of those who are involved, even we who report, stories get to change our lives over time, where probably there is a style you use in reporting, or there are ways your mindset works. You listen or you get closer to some sportsmen and women, and your entire existence, your idea to lives get to change. So sports is that big, and it will continue to be so. Wishing them all the very best. But like I said, the administrators, I always put a lot at the footstep of the doorstep of the administrators, because they can sanction a lot of decisions. This is the time for us to impute. He just mentioned Borno. Some person will mention Enugu. Some will mention Osun. Go and do the bit you can, and let stories from here. That child from those communities you and I know so well in Nigeria gets to talk about their story and say, this was where I started and this is where I am today.
All right, good one. I think it's only fair we get Joseph's thoughts. You're listening to Richard Riakpo. Very inspiring story, I must add. Your takeaway. Joseph, I don't know if you can hear me.
I must say I agree with analysis, of course, but I think Yes, I can. As I
right.
said, I think I agree with him, but then he was just trying to be very diplomatic in what he was saying in the sense that, give or take, you listen to what the man said. He got information from his friend, who inspired him, come to Nigeria here. You have a lot of boxers, but do they have that level playing ground? Do they have enough time to get this job done? I mean, take that back to America, take it to London, whoever you are, you're black or white, who cares? So far the job doing, you are good enough to get the job done. They, of course, will bring you into the ring to show us what you got. And that is what he is enjoying at the moment. We have so many persons here in Nigeria that can get that done. But then we need to understand that aside football, because we pay so much importance to football. Aside football, other sports can go great. I mean, look at countries where they play cricket. They even pay so much importance to football, and of course they are doing well. So if they can do that in London, and just as I said, so many Nigerians making us proud, we should be able to do the same thing here in Nigeria. Only if the sport ministry will understand that it goes beyond football. Other sports are important. But then kudos to the young man, and I truly believe in him.
All right. Kudos to the young man. We could go on and on, Austin. If we want to talk about boxing, we could do a whole show talking about boxing. But of course, we have other things lined up. So we have to move on. We can only revert if there's something magical happens that we have to report. Guys, let's go on and talk about what just happened in Mauritius. The African Senior Athletics Championships is our next port of call. Decent performance from Nigeria. And first, let's look at the medal table. Let's see where Nigeria ended. Then we analyze what we did in that championship. The Kenyans, they are beginning to go into areas you would consider the stronghold of others. And that is why they are remaining where they are now. So Kenya on top, South Africa, followed by Nigeria. We're more concerned about Nigeria. 5 gold, 3 silver, 3 bronze, a total of 11 medals at the just concluded 2022 African Senior Athletics Championships held in Mauritius. All right, let's look at what our producer has put together, a breakdown of the performance of Team Nigeria in terms of medal won, the names, and the events. It's going to come up on your screen shortly. Team Nigeria, and there you have it. Let me run through this quickly. Toby Amusho, who by the way has just repeated this feat at an international competition a few hours ago. Toby Amusho right there. Women's 100 meters hurdles. Tima, God bless. Praise Sofoku. Praise Idama Dudu and Toby Amusho won the women's 4x100 meters relay. Chioma Oyekwere won us gold in the women's discus. Shade Olatoye, women's amateur, she also won gold. Chukwuebuka Elekwechi in the men's shot put, making a total of 5 gold medals. 4 the ones that won silver: Emmanuel Ejeli, Ella Olojevo, Ayo Adiola, Patience Okon George. 4x400 meters mixed relay. Temi Tokpe Adeshino won silver women's high jump. Mike Edwards won silver in the men's high jump. And let's look at the bronze medalists. We have Biagiri Amechi in the women's discus, Deborah Oke, Queen Ozubo, Ella Olojevo, Patience Okojog, and the women's 4x100 meters relay. Then you also have the men surprising us, winning bronze in the men's 4x100 meters relay. Let me go to Austin quickly before we get the guys. You look at Team Nigeria's performance, aside the medals and everything, what's your rating of what we did in Mauritius?
Expected them to do better than what they did in the previous edition, but this is decent. They finished third in Asaba. They are finishing third again in Mauritius. Positives to take away from it. This young lady, Tobiloba, still on fire, powering strong. And I've said that we need to give her all the support she needs as we prepare for the Paris Olympics. I'm also happy for Chukwuebuka Inekweche, not just winning gold in shot put, but also breaking the African record. That's a good one for us right there. For the event, we got silver. I thought it could have been gold for the mixed relay team because that's a pretty decent team and they've been, running together for some time, achieving good team bonding. So I expected them to do better. But in all, we know the story of athletics in Nigeria. Again, the men's team, we're expecting them to, do what the ladies did. The ladies went on to win gold in the relay while we're having problems with the baton exchange with the men. So those are the things we need to correct. So when we come to competitions like this, I've said we should de-emphasize winning. Yes, we know we love to win for bragging rights so the fans can talk, but it's for administrators to learn. It's for athletes to also learn, pick themselves back up and consolidate on their efforts or find ways to improve. So we'll continue to see what the Athletics Federation of Nigeria will do with this performance. But for me, it should be long-term planning. Now, little can be done because the Commonwealth Games is in July, so they can jump up on this and get ready for the Commonwealth Games. But the long-term plan should be the Paris Olympics, Yemi.
All right. Joseph, let me get your thoughts. Austin laid it bare. In a few weeks' time, we'll be at the Commonwealth Games. So with this backdrop, what should we expect?
Congratulations to those who won medals for Team Nigeria. Of course, I'm super excited about that. But then just to echo Austin's words, in terms of administration, which is very important, third in Asaba, third, of course, in Mauritius, which stays a lot at the moment. You want to liken that story to the man who spoke from the United Kingdom and talk about our athletes. If you look at those who won medals for Toby Amuson and the rest, these guys have been, overseas, they've trained, they have the facilities. We have good athletes here. But then what are we doing? It's still bow down to the fact that we pay so much on football. These are great athletes. I mean, look at the girls who ran. Most of them came fourth, fifth. They could have done better if they had more than enough to train. Austin, I agree with you totally that we must congratulate this guy. We can do better. I still believe Nigeria is still the giant of Africa, and we can do more than what we are doing at the moment. And honestly, it sounds in my heart that we still maintain that position, even though I know we should have done better. I followed this competition. I mean, look at the South Africans. They weren't better. But then look at the athletes brought to the table. They weren't good enough. They probably were rusty on the cabinet and had nothing to offer. Only if they had the support of the sport ministry and had good preparation.
All right. Okay, can you do this last bat of the apple? Your thoughts?
Congratulations hugely. But that congratulations goes directly to all of Team Nigeria. The contingent, the athletes themselves. But no congratulations to the administrators. Do you know why? After this championship, I saw conscious growth. Some years ago, the Kenyans sent the entire world the message that probably we did not take note, or some part of the world did, with Rudisha. Rudisha held the 800 meters down for as long as 3-4 years. That for every championship, Olympics, it was there. 800 meters was close to 400 meters. As of then, it was all about 10,000, 21,000 meters, steeplechase and all of that, cross-country for the Kenyans. But 800 meters, having a Kenyan holding the entire world down, then it went to 400 meters, and now we can confidently say the fastest 4 people in the world, in Africa, are Kenyans, because they won the 4x1. And if you can win the 4x1, the men, where also the 100 meters was won by the Kenyan that the entire world is talking about now, Manyala. And you can see that is conscious. That is some persons who want to now conquer on grounds they've not been strong on. Now, the entire world does not argue with when you have a long-distance competition, you talk about the Kenyans and you can take the Ethiopians, and that is why Mo Farah, whenever he has his training, comes to the North Africa or East African side to get his training before he goes back. Now, they are now going into sprints, and look at the result they are getting. We are not conscious about any growth. And Austin cannot do this except for the administrators who are in charge. How are you consciously helping? We just talked boxing. Maybe I wasn't born then, but I read books. I saw, the history where boxing was a stronghold for Nigeria. At a point, it was table tennis. All of this look like they were in the past. And these are sports that are still being done till today. The only thing is the sport is growing. Nigerian athletes and administrators are not growing alongside as it's growing in the world. So it's a worry. The contingent will continue to get no matter what they do. If they are gone to the senior African athlete and they got no medal, it's still congratulated. These guys put in a lot, sweat and all of that. But the administrators who can do a lot, you need to do more. We need conscious growth where it will show that you're ready to impute so well for us to get results. I don't care if we fail now for the next 5 years or fail at Paris 2024, but if I see a process, then I'll thumbs up you.
Okay. All right. I guess we can leave it at that. All right. Let's talk about the Super Eagles of Nigeria. That's our next port of call. And of course, I'm going to go to Austin. Funny question came to my mind. I mean, at some point, we knew that the guys from Sao Tome and Principe were going to be handed and hammering. But we didn't expect 10. But then again, when it was 10, people were quick to remind us to just tone down the celebration. It's Sao Tome and Principe. But other people are saying a victory is a victory. Nonetheless, why shouldn't we celebrate? So which side do you belong in the divide?
So I wanted to really understand the perception of football fans. So I had to create a poll on Twitter, and I said, do you like the way the Super Eagles are playing under Pizarro? A for yes, comment B for no, or C for same old same. And this football fan said yes. Yemi, it tells you that when you win, these fans are happy. Nobody wants to know the way you win. They don't want to know if it's Sao Tome and Principe. The fact is that they've not seen their Super Eagles score this much goals. They've not seen their Super Eagles move the ball the way they did. So victory is sweet. This is good. It was a record-breaking performance. Victor Osimhen with 4 goals, now on 15 goals for the national team. And people are beginning to liken him to Rashidi Yekini. Oh, he's still young. Can he go all the way to break Yekini's record? These are some of the discussions that you get when you have your team doing well. So they don't care if it's a small team. But I mentioned a very vital part of this match, the pitch. The pitch was top class. And so you could tell that the guys understood the behavior of the ball. There was good positional play. They were not just running aimlessly. And so we have to put a charge once again to administrators of sports in the country that until we fix infrastructure, sports in Nigeria will continue to struggle. Yeah, because we saw what happened when they played Sierra Leone. And so that has also sparked a lot of conversation. People are saying, oh, was the pitch not good in the United States when they lost to Mexico and Ecuador and all of that? But what we're saying is this was good pitch. And the fact that most of these guys play abroad where they play with standard pitches, it is important that we'll have the same at home so our football will look so good. Congratulations to Jose Pizarro and his team. They're scoring goals now. Let's hope that they keep the momentum going.
Okay. All right. We had to put that out. Well, to make ourselves happy on the show tonight, we've decided to show you what the group looks like and the healthy goal difference that the Super Eagles of Nigeria have. And that's it. It's great. It feels good if once in a while to just take a look at this and see the Super Eagles of Nigeria on top of a group, no matter what the group is. and to see that we have a goal difference of 11, 6 points.
Exactly.
It is good, Kende.
It is good. I was there live when I watched the car. The first time I saw a car drive a human being. Central African Republic beating Nigeria right here in Lagos, Teslim Balogo Stadium. I was there live. So I saw everything. And that is a team that we're supposed to beat on paper. But it happened. Now, when I find Nigerians who said 10-0, these are not a good team. Any team. The day Messi was scoring Estonia 5, he wouldn't have done that against Colombia or Brazil. But Estonia is there to be taken. Take it. You shouldn't wait until you play a big team. So you have the chance to beat. And also, I always say something about beating teams in this manner. It sends message to the team you'll be playing next. Guinea-Bissau right now are looking at the Nigerians and they're asking themselves, if we are not careful, we will receive 5. And the moment you start to doubt or you start to have fear for a team you've not even gone on the pitch with, you begin to get defeated.
Yeah.
So Nigeria probably had already to some 20% level defeated Guinea-Bissau with this result. So it is send messages out there. And you can tell, even the Ghanaians, the Senegalese are talking about watch out for this team in the AFCON. It is what it is. Congratulations to the team. Jose Pesero, well done. Yes, you lost the first 2 games. Austin talked about pitch. I love the fact that he pointed that out. And some said, wasn't the pitch good against Mexico and Ecuador? Check the rankings. These are top teams. And there was something the Mexicans said after the game. They said we played a fantastic Super Eagles and it's good for our preparation for the World Cup.
Okay. All right. Kane Idris seems to be enjoying the victory. All right, let's just go to Joseph Atewa. We know Joseph is a very busy man. We're going to let him go very soon. But just one quick one. Just a quick one. Your thoughts on that game, and we just leave it at that point. Want to get your thoughts? Should we be celebrating? Should we be cautious? I mean, where do you start in the divide?
Questions have been asked, how did we not qualify for the World Cup? I must say that I missed Austin in Cameroon. Of course, I was there live in Cameroon for the African Cup of Nations. And one going back to Cameroon is that, the first 3 matches, I had the opportunity to speak to Augustin Bourbon. And, the third game I asked him, we've won 3 games. How can we progress? And he said they will do everything possible only if the players are committed. So questions to be asked, were they not committed in the game against Ghana? Were they not committed rather under his own tutelage? But then under Pesero, the first 2 games, you understand that the 2 countries we played were footballing nations in Mexico and Ecuador. And of course, a new coach coming in with the pressure on him, the national heartbreak he suffered, he needed to deliver, so he was under pressure. But against Sao Tome and Principe, I want to agree with the man in the studio. Who cares? Who cares? Lionel Messi has got 5 goals against the lower team in the South American division, and we all celebrated him because an icon is someone we love.
All right, welcome back. We're on the home stretch, a few minutes before we wrap things up on the show. But let's quickly, since this is the first time you're seeing us after the weekend matches, let's give you a quick review of what happened over the weekend. So let's just quickly show you the results. Week 33 matches and reel out the results. And of course, we'll talk about some of the things. There you have it on your screen. Rivers United cruising 2-1 victory over Abia Warriors. 3SC defeated Plateau United. I was asked to call this game. I chickened out. I should have called it a win for shooting. Turned out to be a win for shooting. Casina United defeated MFM 2-1. Aimba 3-0 victory over Kwara United. You have Sunshine Stars defeating Niger Tornadoes 2-1. Lobby Stars had a 2-1 victory over Heartland. Aqua United had a slim 1-0 victory over Remo Stars. And Gombe United played a 2-2 draw at the Center for Shelter Sports against Dakar. Kano Pillars were held to a 1-1 draw by Wiki Tourists. And Nasarawa United scored a goal, and it was enough to give them all 3 points against Rangers International of Enugu. And this is what the table looked like. Rivers United comfortably on top, 10 points lead, 10 points gap over Plateau United, followed closely by Rangers International, and of course the Abba Elephants in there. So of course Rangers, Aimba, Rebel Stars all battling for that CAF Confederation Cup ticket. There you have Niger Tornadoes, the Kada, Heartland, and MFM. You don't want your team to be in this position at this stage. So it's really very dicey. All right, Austin, let's come to you. You're looking at the table. Can we call it now? Is it easy to call it now? 5 games to go. Should we just give it to Rivers United? Should we say these 4 teams cannot survive? Is it possible to say that?
When it was 7 matches to go, I told you guys, just give the title to Rivers United, particularly when they went to Dakar to win. I was like, this team, they won the title, so just give it to them. They're showing character every match day. They're busting their way to victory. The state government doing their bit, supporting the team, you know. So, no, I mean, if Plateau United had beaten Shooting Stars, we would have said, okay, maybe we might see some surprises, but with Rivers United staying focused, getting the job done against Abia Warriors, it means that at this point it's catch them if you can, but they're cruising away and they look good to win the title. You know what I mean?
All right, it's a wrap on the show. That's the much we can take on the show today. Before we go, I want to thank Kehinde Idris for his time on the show. Our conversation never ends. We'll take it out.
Especially this Serena conversation, it goes on. It feels happy to be back. And
all right.
Like all you said, we'll take it
on. Okay, that's the show today. We do hope that you've enjoyed everything we've been able to bring to you. We'll be back here again tomorrow. I'm Yemi Adebayo. Bye-bye now.
Always a delight to have you join us to talk sports in London. I'm Austin Okonakpan. In everything you do, remember, let's keep talking sports. Bye for now.